Ali Baba was only cutting wood when he heard two words that opened a mountain. Behind the stone was enough gold to ruin every man who touched it. This is Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves from the world of the Arabian Nights. Some versions tell it softly for sleep. Some preserve the darker old turns. The body in the cave, the blindfolded tailor, the marked doors and the jars in the courtyard. Tonight we keep the calm of a bedtime tale, but we do not remove the danger. Because the real power of this story is not the treasure cave. It is Morgiana, the servant who sees death coming before anyone else in the house. Ali Baba lived by cutting wood. His hands were rough, his clothes were plain, and each day he took his donkeys into the hills to gather what he could sell in the market. His brother Cassim had chosen a different road. Cassim had married wealth, moved into a fine house, and learned to look at Ali Baba as if poverty were a kind of fault. One day, while Ali Baba was loading wood, he heard the thunder of hooves. Not one rider, not two, but a whole company coming fast through the trees. He climbed into hiding and held his breath. 40 men rode into the clearing, armed and hard-faced, carrying bags that clinked with coin and jewels. Their captain stopped before a wall of rock. It looked like nothing, a cliff face, silent and sealed. Then he spoke two words clearly enough for the hidden woodcutter to remember. Open Sesame. The stone opened like a door. The riders led their animals inside, unloaded their stolen treasure, and came out again. Then the captain spoke again, and the mountain shut as if it had never opened. Ali Baba waited until the last hoofbeat faded. Then he climbed down, stood before the rock, and repeated the words. The cave opened for him too. Inside, the dark glowed with gold. Coins in heaps, silks folded like colored water. Silver vessels, jewels, and treasure taken from travelers who had never returned. He was frightened by the wealth, but hunger and wonder pulled him forward. He did not take everything. He was not Cassim. He filled only what his donkeys could carry, covered the bags with firewood, and hurried home. His wife stared at the gold as if it were sunlight trapped in cloth. They wanted to count it, then decided there was too much, so they borrowed scales from Cassim's house. Cassim's wife wondered what poor Ali Baba could possibly need to weigh. Grain? Dates? Dust? She pressed a little wax beneath the scales before lending them. When the scales came back, a gold coin was stuck to the wax. By nightfall, Cassim knew. By morning, Ali Baba had been forced to tell his brother the secret. Cassim did not hear the warning in the story. He heard only the word treasure. He took mules to the cliff and spoke the phrase. The stone opened. Inside, greed swallowed his sense. He loaded more and more until the cave looked smaller than his hunger. Then he turned to leave and found that fear had stolen the words from his mouth. He cried out every grain he could remember. Open barley, open wheat, open millet, but not sesame. The door did not move. The cave that had opened like a miracle became a tomb. When the thieves returned, they found him among their gold. They killed him, cut the body apart, and left the pieces at the entrance so the next intruder would understand what the cave cost. When Cassim did not come home, Ali Baba went looking. He found the cave. He found the warning. And he found what was left of his brother. He gathered the pieces in silence and brought them home, knowing that if the city learned how Cassim died, the thieves would soon learn who had taken him away. In Cassim's household lived Morgiana, a servant girl sharper than the men around her guessed. Ali Baba trusted her with the truth. She bought medicine to make neighbors believe Cassim had been dying, then found an old cobbler named Baba Mustafa. She blindfolded him, led him through the streets, and paid him to sew the body together in secret, so the burial would look ordinary and no one would ask where Cassim had truly died. But the thieves were not fools. When they saw the body gone, they knew another person had entered the cave. One thief found Baba Mustafa, and with gold and questions, traced the path to Ali Baba's door. He marked the house so the others could return after dark. Morgiana saw the mark. She did not cry out. She did something better. She marked every door in the street the same way. When the thieves came back, every house accused itself. Their captain could not tell which door hid the man he wanted. The thief who had failed did not live long. A second thief tried a different sign on another day. Morgiana copied that sign too. Again, the street became a riddle. At last, the captain went himself. He memorized Ali Baba's house with his eyes, then returned disguised as an oil merchant. 19 mules followed him, carrying 38 great leather jars. One jar held oil. The others held the surviving thieves, each crouched in the dark with weapons and a little air. Ali Baba, generous and unsuspecting, welcomed the stranger for the night. When the house grew quiet, Morgiana went to fetch oil for a lamp. She approached the first jar. From inside came a whisper, "Is it time?" She did not scream. She did not drop the lamp. She moved to another jar and another, and each hidden man gave himself away with the same question. The courtyard was full of thieves, and everyone else in the house was asleep. Morgiana did not wake Ali Baba and wait for panic to ruin them. She chose the only action that gave the household a chance. She heated the oil and poured it into the jars, one by one, until the men inside could no longer rise. When the captain came to summon his band, he found only silence. The trap had died before it could open. Still, the captain escaped. He returned in a final disguise, this time as a merchant who befriended Ali Baba's son and earned an invitation to dinner. Morgiana recognized him. She prepared a dance with a dagger, moving lightly before the guests until the blade flashed once. The last thief fell before he could strike the family that had welcomed him. Ali Baba was horrified for a heartbeat. Then Morgiana revealed who the guest had been and what he had come to do. The treasure cave, the marks on the doors, the jars in the courtyard, the false merchant at dinner. Every danger had reached the house, and every time Morgiana had seen it first. Ali Baba freed Morgiana and honored her. The thieves were gone. Cassim was buried. The cave still stood somewhere beyond the city, opening only to the words that had changed all their lives. But by then the gold was no longer the heart of the story. The real treasure was the mind that noticed what others missed, and the courage to act before death knocked twice. That was Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Not only a tale of gold and magic words, but of the details many people forget. The blindfolded tailor, the marked doors, the breathing jars, and Morgiana, the woman who saved the house while everyone else slept. If you want more old stories told by lamplight, stay with Nightfall Tales. Another door will open after dark.